Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, come in again today. You're very, very welcome. It's great to see everybody back. I trust you enjoyed my last video on Engelbert Humperdinck and through his song, Please Release Me, we looked at that very thing in relationships. So I trust you found that one interesting. Well, we're going on to George Barnett. You might be thinking, who's this guy? Well, he was born in 1993 in Hertfordshire, and he studied music at the British and Irish Modern Music Institute. But if we put George's middle name in there, Ezra, George Ezra, that's where we're going today. He sort of just put stuff up on YouTube, and he soon got discovered as a pretty guy. He's got a pretty unique voice and pretty amazing songwriting style. And he soon got signed, and in 2014, he released the album Wanted on Voyage. Now, Wanted on Voyage was extremely successful. This sold over 2 million copies. So a very, very successful album indeed. And this pretty well catapulted George into superstardom at this point. The world was actually waiting for a voice as unique as this one. His take on life is pretty amazing as well with some of his lyrics. And it's a way for him, I suppose, a vehicle to just, for this young man really, to actually just have a voice in the world. And he's absolutely done that. And he's so unique, this guy. He's really, really different. And the world kind of responds to people when you're yourself. We're coming back to this again today. So we've got a couple of songs that album. We've got Budapest. This is quite an interesting clip. This one, people are just, doing the whole crowd boring thing, but bit by bit, they gradually loosen up. So I think this song was inspired by George's travels around Europe. It's not actually about the Budapest town itself. It's more about just a state of being. He just happened to call it Budapest because I think that's where it was written. It's about opening up and being yourself. And you have a bit of fun. We then got Listen to the Man. This is a pretty funny clip as well. Ian McKellen. This clip reminds me a little bit of You Can Call Me Al from Paul Simon, where, they do each other's voices and it's all pretty exciting and cool. So Listen to the Man, pretty cool song, that one. In 2018, Staying at Tamara's was released. Now, that album name was inspired by where he was staying when he wrote these songs. We've got Paradise, which is the live version, and we've got Shotgun, which is a kind of a live officially version that went to #1 in the UK. It was his first #1 hit. And Shotgun's probably where I want to go today. When you think of Shotgun, well, let's start with firing a gun. You fire a gun, the bullet comes out really, really quickly, bang, it's gone. A shotgun wedding is where perhaps the two might elope, or they might just shoot through. They can't be bothered with the ceremony. They just want to start the adventure. Shotgun can be a way of living. You live life to the full, you live life richly, and you want to make the most of it. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I think for George, who was, certainly travelling around the place, writing and touring, he sort of got the opportunity to experience life in all sorts of forms and ways. And he's just, I think, excited by it. Nothing wrong with being excited in this world, right? It's funny, I don't actually know where I'm going to go until I get to the line excitement. Thing called happiness, this thing called joy, this thing called excitement. We get excited about something, and sometimes, I know for me growing up, Christmas, it was all about the lead up to Christmas. Now, Christmas Day itself was a bit, whatever, but leading up to Christmas, pretty exciting. And I think life is an adventure. Life is something to be, I suppose, not just to sort of amble away through, but to, get the most of as we go through it. Life is for living. Life is for making a difference. Life is for having fun. Life is for, meeting friends and people along the way that you do life with, all that sort of thing. I think, The great thing about shotgun, imagine firing a gun, not that you'd do this, mind you, firing a gun with your eyes closed, you don't actually know where the bullet goes. Like there's no one around you, you're not going to hit anybody. And it's a bit like life, really. You just take one step, and that leads to another one and leads to another one. But we've got to take the first one right. We've got to fire that pistol, to be metaphoric. Now, again, I'm not advocating that we go around firing pistols. This is a symbol, I suppose, of, you know, sometimes we could be standing at the starter's line of a race and waiting for the starter's gun to fire, and it's not firing. Or what George is saying is, hey, get up and fire the gun yourself. So life can start. And for George, absolutely, life had started at this point. He had one album in 2014, very successful indeed, and 2018 out came Staying at Tomorrow's. And so if you are standing at the waiting line, waiting for the gun to fire, and waiting, and waiting, and waiting, get up, fire the gun yourself. What's stopping you from living this life? So trust you found that one encouraging. And then out a little bit later, we had Gold Rush Kid. There's something interesting about that title. Perhaps George is just sort of tipping his hat to his success, perhaps. Green Grass, official clip on that one. Quite an interesting clip, that one, of two girls in a diner and doing what they do. Really, really clever clip, that one. Now, George has sold, you know, around 3 million albums, so pretty successful in the scheme of things. He's been inspired by such greats as Bob Dylan, Woody Guthrie and James Byron. Critics have said he approximates rock without any kind of danger or predictability. This is the great thing about George. He has got such a unique voice, and he just has a way of having fun with what he's doing as well. Now, between 2014 and 2022, 3 studio albums and 16 singles. So he's had a bit of output in that time as well. And it was great to be able to give a credit to this guy today. So if you're waiting for the starter's gun to go off, get up and fire it yourself. That's the message from today. So the links to those, how many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clips are in the description below. And if you want to recap on Engelbert Humperdinck, if you want something completely different, his video's there as well. Well, if this is your first time, the Life Reflections through Music, or you've come back for another one, it's great to see everybody here. And thank you for coming back if you've been with me for a while. Well, that's it for today. Next time we're going to get onto American composing genius, George Gershwin, with his Rhapsody in Blue. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.